Fiesta originated as a commission by conductor Miguel Bedoya in 2007. I was still living in Finland and I was soon going to move to the United States. And he contacted me because he was going to conduct a concert commemorating the 100th anniversary of the Lima Philharmonic Society. So he asked me for a 10-minute piece, full of energy, celebratory, and I came up with Fiesta. Fiesta consists of 4 movements, each of them lasting around 2-3 minutes, and they are all a suite of dances. The first one is called Trance 1, and the third one is called Trance 2. I mentioned them first because they are connected, in fact. Movements 1 and 3 are connected, and so are movements 2 and 4. So movements 1 and 3 have in common that they start with a lot of energy, but then they end up in a very calm way. Whereas movements 2 and 4, which are called counter time and techno, respectively, they start with a lot of energy and they keep the level of energy up all the way. When I was commissioned this piece, I really didn't have any idea that it was going to be so successful. It has been, it's by now my most performed piece, in part thanks to conductor Miguel Bedoya, who has brought it to orchestras such as Chicago, Atlanta, Baltimore, and for example, this year we still have performances with Boston Symphony Orchestra and also a youth orchestra in the Olympic Games for the youth in Singapore. So I really did not expect this at all. Of course, I put my best, I give my best in every single piece I write. But I think one reason why this piece might be able to communicate with contemporary audiences is because it uses influences from today's pop music. As I said, the last movement is called techno, for example, and well, techno is a genre which hasn't existed for a very long time. And in that sense, this piece is very contemporary because it was written now and couldn't have been written in the past. I like introducing elements from today's world, and I think that actually might have contributed to its success. I was born in Lima, Peru, which is a city of 8 million people. I've also had the luck to live in Helsinki, Finland, Berkeley, California. I spent a year in Paris, so I am actually very familiar with the atmosphere of big cities, and I really enjoy living in big cities. In fact, of course, I love the countryside as well. But I was born in a city, and I'm influenced by all the music I hear, the noise I hear, the sounds, the amount of people. I think this piece, Fiesta, actually reflects that as well. It's a very urban piece in many ways. Of course, in the symphony orchestra or in the chamber ensemble, because Fiesta exists in 2 versions, in fact. I of course had the issue that I didn't have a drum set or electronic instruments, but that wasn't too much of a challenge, I have to say. Techno is a very easy rhythm to get a hold of, and I think that's what when you go to discos you can relate to it immediately because it's a steady drum beat, bass drum beat, and then in syncopes you have the cymbals. So I repeated that, of course, by using timpani, by using the low strings, by using gran casa, and then using the crash cymbals in syncopes. But that's only superficial because really, even though the piece is called techno, it lasts 3.5 minutes, and techno is not present all the way through. It really, I build up a preparation for that moment, and it appears at a moment that could be called the climax. I have to say the piece that came immediately afterwards was a piece for accordion and piano that has really little to do with Fiesta, and the piece after that also. Although there are elements in Fiesta that I really liked, for example using Latin percussion like congas, bongos, and Latin rhythms. Latin rhythms are not present in every single piece I write, and neither is techno. So I think it really depends on the occasion, the situation, the purpose behind it, and a composer should not strive to cover the expectations of the critic or the audience, because that's really hard, and probably you'll end up failing. I think it's better to be honest with yourself and just continue exploring yourself and giving the best out of you. I don't have any problems with it being danced to. In fact, while I was writing it, I felt sometimes the need to move, and that's part of the point. It's just that now in a little square setting of the concert hall nowadays, the audience is not expected to move from its seats and just remain calm, quiet, and composed. But I wish I wouldn't have any trouble if people would express themselves more. And I've actually heard comments from people who say that they have the desire to move, and that's obviously is natural. So I would like to take this opportunity for people to really enjoy, to really express themselves while listening to this piece, and I really hope you'll enjoy listening to it.